Welcome to ESPN On Demand's 2012 Major League Baseball Division Preview as we look at the American League Central. Steve Berthume, Chris Singleton along the way. In 2011, the AL Central finished this way, Chris. It was the Tigers in a runaway, 95-67, a 15-game edge. Very impressive there. You never would have thought going into the season that the Tigers would be that far out in front of the rest of the pack, especially when the Indians started the season so hot, 35-10, one of the hottest teams in baseball, but they fell apart towards the end, and Detroit was able to rush into the playoffs, almost get to the World Series. And as we look at the offseason moves in this division, it was again the Tigers that made the big one. Prince Fielder, 9 years, $214 million. Elsewhere in the AL Central, the Twins lost some outfield pop. Michael Kadyr's a Rocky, Jason Kubel's a Diamondback. They do bring in Josh Willingham from Oakland, had a career year with the A's last season. Hard to figure out what the White Sox are doing. Carlos Quentin's in San Diego. Sergio Santos is now closing games in Toronto. The Indians brought in Derek Lowe to try and eat up some innings in that rotation. And don't overlook what the Royals did. They traded Melky Cabrera to the Giants, had a great year. In return, they bolstered that rotation and get Jonathan Sanchez. Which of these moves in the AL Central most stood out to you? Well, the biggest one, literally, no pun intended, Prince Fielder going to the Detroit Tigers, and a late move as well. No one knew where Prince was going to land, but the injury there to Victor Martinez really opened up a door for him to go there. And I think that the Tigers are better off than they were before. If Victor Martinez was healthy and they had his bat instead of Prince Fielder's, I think when you look at what he will do for Miguel Cabrera coming in there, another force, one on the other side of the plate consistently, they're going to be impressive. They don't have really any team in that division that's going to challenge them for the title again. Even though the Indians would be the runner-up, I still don't think they're going to be there at the end with Detroit. And people in Tigers camp are raving about Miguel Cabrera. Showed up in tremendous shape, has really lost weight, and seems to be really fitting in well at third base now. 2012, is it the Tigers again in a runaway? Absolutely. It's the Tigers without question. We know at the back end of the bullpen, they can get it done back there with Jose Valverde, Mr. Perfect. Justin Verlander, goodness, Cy Young MVP. I really don't see him dropping off considerably. Sure, he had a great year, maybe a few less wins, but he's going to lead that staff. And you got guys coming along like Max Scherzer, Rick Porcello, picked up Doug Fister last year. For me, it is the Tigers without question. A lot of people are high on the Royals, but you have them fourth. A little premature in your mind? Well, I think the Royals they're coming. They are getting closer. This is a team that I would expect within 2 years. They're going to be there at the end of the regular season with a real good chance to step into the postseason, but just not quite yet. The starting pitching isn't there yet. That's our look at the AL Central for 2012. We'll have it covered all season long on Baseball Tonight.